Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 18, and the market is screaming to the upside already. As a matter of fact, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 625. It's now fallen back to 575. So we're expecting a big day today, but looking at possibly an open where the market declines initially and then starts to move up. So we'll see. I just want to open with a word of prayer. Father, we thank you so much for loving us with your loving kindness. And we ask for your wisdom, that you would guide us in our thinking and our decision making, that we may choose our entries and exits wisely, and that everything we do bring honor and glory to your name alone. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So
Amen.
how did you guys do yesterday? I take it you guys did pretty well. I was on the golf course. I was holding some Tesla shares and some Netflix shares, but I sold some calls against them. So it limited my profit because the calls I sold against Netflix, it cost me $700, but I still made quite a nice profit. So if I hadn't sold those calls, but then I wouldn't have had any protection whatsoever, then I would have made a lot more. And I almost bought Netflix last night and Tesla. I was talking to Didi about it, and I did not. Should have, because that would have been a big game. I did trade Netflix and Tesla this morning, so I'm already up 2% in my account, which is it's kind of substantial. I'm using my margin account for that, but so it's looking to be a good day today, and the market looks like it wants to continue the rally. I have a target, which I think I sent to you guys this morning on Netflix of 256. I think it's going to be way above that. And then tomorrow, 235 on Tesla, which Tesla is probably going to hit that today. But looks like we're going to open and decline, which will give you an opportunity to buy at a good price, at least at a better price. So be careful. I would suggest you not buy on the open. I do believe we're going to be trading to the upside, but I think it would be wiser to wait and look for an opportunity where, whatever you're looking to buy bounces off of support. So if you have marked support, for example, on Tesla, there's an inside day target here. That is support. There's an 8-year trailing stop on the 4-hour chart that hasn't been broken yet because the 4 hours hasn't passed. That would be support. Of course, we've got all of this. On Apple, Apple is an inside day as well. This is a target which was met overnight. So this now becomes support level. There's an 8-year trailing stop on Apple here at 142.95, but also there's an inside day trigger, which also is support. I don't think it's going to fall this far, but you never know. It could. Again, the Dow is up 600, it was up 625 points. So if it falls, 200, 300 points, doesn't really matter. It'll still be up 300 or 250, and then it can rally back to the upside. So Devon, we did see an inverted hammer on Devon. It was on the 5-minute, but this filled in, so no more. But Devon is close to hitting a key support level. It's an inside day, and this is where you've got now support, and you've got this 5-day, 20-day EMA also, and the target for Devon is at 72.72. So Devon is only one of those that I had in my list that did not meet its target. And then the only resistance is at 72.99. So a trade on Devon to the upside looks promising. NVIDIA also looks really good. NVIDIA has support here 120.11. And then SPY, which is falling, has the 8-year trailing stop, the 20-day EMA, and the inside day trigger as support here around the 370 area. So I think, who knows, we could get some panic selling because if the market opens and declines, having gapped open, Tesla was up $10 already in the pre-market, for example. It's only up $9.26 now. But if the market begins to decline, what you could get is some panic selling as people look to hold on to their profit from their swing trades or from overnight. And then that's going to drive the price down, and then it could hit one of these support levels and just bounce hard. So it could be a really, really nice gain today if you are patient. And if you wait for the right entry, you can make a lot of money. So I'm looking forward to today. I'm going to try and do the right thing. I'm going to try not to get in too early because what happens is we often look back and we go, man, if I just waited. So today I'm going to wait. Apple looks to be bouncing. I'm looking at the VIX here, and the VIX is looking pretty strong. Then you look at SPY, and you look at SPY on a 5-minute chart, and it looks good as well, but we'll see. It's going to be a huge test of wills on the open. And again, I'm just going to try to be a little patient and wait for the first reversal, or maybe the second reversal, depending upon what happens. So if the market opens and it moves up, I'm going to wait for the first reversal and look for support to buy off of support if I get a signal. If it moves down, same thing, be looking for the first reversal if it gives a signal. But the key is I need to see a clear signal before I make an entry. I'm not going to just jump in. I'm tired of giving away money. So not giving away any money today. Any positions or stocks or anything you guys want to look at before we open? We've got about 12 minutes.
No, we already gone over Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox. So we're seeing here the weakness, right? So the 8-year trailing stop on Roblox. So it's really interesting. If you look at it on a 5-minute chart, you've got to move back to the upside. So 44.59 is where this 8-year trailing stop is. 44.56. Just so happens that 44.92 is where you have this key level of resistance on the daily. So yeah, that to me says if I'm going to be trading Roblox, I'm going to be trading Roblox to the downside.
Yes.
Because right now at 44.20, if it opens at 44.20, it will open all the way up here, which creates another gap. Just gonna mark this really quickly. Yeah, it would open here, which still gives you a gap to the upside. So if nothing else, I would expect it to fill this gap. But that's a lot of air on the Roblox. So just be careful trading it if you're trading to the upside. Looking at Netflix now, it is starting to move down like everything else. So I would love to buy it at 244.91. Don't know if it'll fall that far, but I have that marked on my chart. So if it falls below 244.91, then I have to look to the 1-hour ATR trailing stop. But it just so happens that the 244.91 is where the 20-day EMA is on the 1 hour. So that looks like it could be a really good place to buy. Now, Netflix could open and just take off to the upside also. If it does that, then I'm still going to wait for a, well, it depends because I'll be using a 2-minute chart. And here we've got an inverted hammer. So it's just going to depend on whether we are above the VWAP or below or above the 5-day, or there's a reversal candle. But this looks to me like Netflix is going to open and decline. This should be a 5-minute, not 2. Yeah.
Okay.
About 2 minutes here.
And target.
Sure. I just want to note Bank of America after that earnings report yesterday.
Okay. Mm.
Strong. It's funny, I had Bank of America shares this morning and I sold them early. Target. Don't get a lot of movement on the lower time frame, so let's go to a 30-minute chart. So support's at 152.85. Now target is probably in the Dow, isn't it? Let's see. Yep. I think it's in the, maybe in the Dow. Well, it may not be in it. It's not one of the Dow Jones Industrials. But target is probably going to be lifted by the stocks in the Dow because it's not NASDAQ or S&P. It's S&P, but it's not NASDAQ. It's New York Stock Exchange. So I don't really see anything here. Well, this should have resulted in a reversal. This on the 1-hour chart, but it didn't. You've got support here on the 200-day moving average. So you're going to have targets going to open considerably above. Let's see, where is it? Wow, all of a sudden,
What?
Netflix and Tesla are down. Netflix, there's a lot of volatility because I'm looking at my Netflix and Tesla and they were red for a moment. So
target
looks like we're
down.
So target is currently up in the pre-market 4%. It's up $6.13. That's a lot. The ATR is only 553. So I would expect that it will open and move down, but I don't have anything that tells me that's true, except that it's going to have a huge gap. So current price for target is 155.20. 155.20. That's going to be right here. So you're going to have a gap between here and here. You have a gap of like almost $5. So you could get target continue to move up, and it could hit the 20-day EMA at 158.51 and then decline. But eventually, at some point, I think it is going to move to the downside. I don't have any basis for that. I mean, it could just, who knows? This market could just continue to rally.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, so looking at Devon here, look at this. This would have been the right entry here on Devon. We've got an inverted hammer on Devon, and it hits the inside day trigger as support, and then it bounces. So if you look at the 30-minute chart, this is a move. So Devon is something I would consider on the open based on that.
To the upside.
To the upside, yeah. To the upside. All right, so the VIX, again, the VIX has support here on the 20-day EMA. Looks like it's bouncing off of it. It does have resistance here at the 5, which is also what the 8-year trailing stop is on the 30-minute chart. So that's an area to keep an eye on at 31.50, if in fact the VIX does climb. But I do, again, believe the market will probably open and decline initially, find support, and then move up. Tesla looks just so strong today, but it is so volatile. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be violent on the open. You're going to get some really big moves on the open, and it's going to shift trader sentiment. It's going to either make people panic or make them greedy, one or the other. So just maybe give the ORB, and I'm going to try this today, give the ORB a chance to form. Let's just wait for it, and then use that as support or resistance. If you don't see anything on the trailing stop or the inside day or anything else that gives you some kind of signal, like maybe a candle, a reversal candle or something, a hammer or an inverted hammer or doji. You need to see something that gives you a signal before you jump in. I would consider Devon on the open based on this candle here. You have the same candle on the 5-minute chart. But then I would also watch, because this is going to be a key level of support, this 70.29. This is where the 8-year trailing stop is. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is the inside day here. So the trigger again, Devon, target 72.72, based on the fact that it was an inside day candle. And that's the strat. All right, we're about to be open here in just a minute. I'm going to be trading Netflix today. And I'll be looking at the 249. So I guess the 250. Which is kind of expensive. The premiums are going to be expensive because it's earnings. But it's okay as long as you're not planning on swinging anything. And we're off. Patience. All right, so Netflix about to hit this 30-minute ATR here. It looks like it's going to hit it. The question is, will it hold and bounce from there? Oh, I'm on a 5-minute chart. I need to get to a 2-minute chart. It's oversold. Patience. The market's behaving as we expected because everything was so overbought in the pre-market. I mean, that Tesla was up $10. So you've got now probably panic selling, people trying to hold on to their profits. So we got a falling VIX. Not really. And Tesla DD is sitting on the inside day target as support. Netflix performs better, I think, for that reason. I'll be looking at Netflix, but I'm going to wait because I think there's still more downside here. We've got a bounce, but I'm not convinced. Looking for a reversal candle. No real signal yet on a market reversal. The VIX is climbing pretty good. Tesla is falling to its ATR trailing stop, looks like. All right, Netflix is really oversold. The MACD is still pointing down. You can see the volatility this morning in the market. All right, we have a bearish engulfing on the VIX. So I'm going to look at my entry. Look for an entry here soon on Netflix. I'm going to wait. So the VIX has support at 30.63, which is where there's an ATR trailing stop. So now that ATR trailing stop 30-minute has become resistance for Netflix. And again, the premiums are very expensive because of earnings. So Tesla trying to find support. You have a hammer, inverted hammer, was inverted hammer on the SPY on the 5-minute, but it's filled. It's finding support on the 20-day EMA. Nope, now you have an inverted hammer on the SPY again. Closes though, it's going to be a minute before it closes. So we don't know what that candle is going to look like. Netflix appears to be consolidating here, but I don't think the move to the downside's over yet because the MACD is still not flat. Is anyone trading SPY today?
No, I'm not.
All right, so we're going to see if we find support here on Netflix. Looks like it's trying to find support, but you still below the VWAP. And still below the 5-day EMA.
Good morning, everybody. I jumped into Walmart on the open, so I'm tracking it. It's a new high right now.
All right. So you are moving to the upside, Ray, Walmart?
Yep.
Oh yeah, nicely. All right, nice play. All right, so we got a flattening MACD here on Netflix, looks like, but still not convinced because the VIX found support on the 5-day EMA. And the SPY is still in trouble. So we need to be a little patient. Tesla's still falling. Tesla is looking to find support on its ATR trailing stop on the 30-minute. So trading it to the downside would have been a nice trade until it turns around. And what about Devon? Yeah, Devon's good. Looks like it's going to run into some resistance, but it should handle that quite nicely. So we've got a lot of downside to go because the market was really up a lot. Tesla was up $10 pre-market. The Dow Jones was up 625 points. It's only up 599 now. But we are expecting the market to climb today, just looking for an entry to the upside. Didn't want to buy on the open for some of these because they had run up so much in the pre-market. So Willeen, you were looking at Target. What did Target do? Well, it gave a shooting star at the top, which was a bearish, which we kind of expected buy to the downside. Still lots of volatility. Still no flattened MACD yet on Netflix, which is what we're looking for. Some sort. Tesla still falling. All right, so Netflix is trying. All right, so now we have a MACD that's turning. I'm going to go ahead and buy my first call on Tesla. Not Tesla, sorry, on Netflix. Based on the fact that the MACD has flattened here. Now, if it does not successfully move up off this 30-minute ATR trailing stop, then I'm going to exit. I'm going to give it a chance. Looks like Tesla may have found support on the 20-day EMA on the 30-minute chart. This is why you mark your ATR trailing stops on the 30-minute and of course you use those for decision making. This was an area where I was looking to acquire Netflix, and I'm using this as a means of support. So it needs to hold here for my theory to be correct and for me to remain in this trade. So because it's earnings, the premiums for Netflix are extremely high. So you have to be way outside the money in order to trade it today, but for something less than $200, but still, I'm expecting a big move Netflix today. I would not swing Netflix options overnight because of the IV crush. You can buy options and pay really high premiums today, and then tomorrow, after earnings are over and the volatility drops, even though the stock may move up and make a big move, your options would be worth a heck of a lot less because they're based on volatility. You see that ATR trailing stop, that 30-minute ATR trailing stop holding firmly. The basis moving down, as long as it was moving down, even though you got some green candles, I didn't have any comfort that we had turned. But once I saw the MACD flatten, given the fact we were oversold, and looking at the fact that I was sitting on top of this ATR trailing stop on the 30-minute, that gave me some confidence in buying to the upside. So looking at Tesla, yeah, it looks like we're about to make our reversal here. And we have. All right, there goes Netflix to the upside. Still have to clear this VWAP here to have any real confidence in the upside move, because otherwise it's still bearish. It's above the 5-day EMA. It hasn't closed yet, but I like to see it close above the VWAP and find some support there. And then it needs to break this ATR trailing stop. So I have a trigger on Netflix at 251.99. At that point, it's going to look to fill the gap to the upside. And there's a huge gap. If you look at the daily chart between here and here. So from 251 to 332, there's about an $80 gap to the upside on Netflix. All right, we have our ORB. So now you can make some decisions. Patience works. And buying off signals works. We had the market pegged to move to the upside, but at the same time recognize that it was going to probably open and sell off from profit taking. So now if I look at Netflix on a 30-minute chart, I'm going to be looking at, looks like a hammer here if it closes above the 20. But see, we're struggling here with this ATR trailing stop on the 5-minute and even this one. All right, Walmart still looks pretty good, Ray. You're sitting on top of the VWAP. It gave back some, but
Yep.
target looks like it's trying to find support here, Willeen. You may be able to trade it to the upside until you can't. So it looks like the SPY is bouncing off the ORB low. So SPY is going to be a good trade today, I believe, for the upside. 379.29 is where I have the key area of resistance. This is an algorithmic institutional support level here, so the resistance level here. But 379, that's a $5 move. So my Netflix trade worked, coming off of this 8-year trailing stop. Tesla is moving down. Again, Tesla was up $9, $10. So not surprising, but do expect it to turn around. All right, so I'm going to get out of my Netflix trade because I'm looking at a shooting star here, a red one. I don't like it. The VIX is rocketing through to the upside. So be careful if you're trading to the upside right now.
Yep.
All right, Tesla here is hitting the ATR trailing stop. So just like I did on Netflix, I'm going to look at that as an option. I would want to see a reversal candle. And I'd like to see the MACD flatten here. Got out of that Netflix trade just in time. So it's important, no matter what size of your account, is if you're going to take a trade, the aim is to make money. So you don't want to stay in a trade longer than necessary because you don't have any more cash, you don't have any more day trades left, none of that stuff. That's not a reason to stay in a position and lose money. So it's all about risk management. So you want to make sure you are always, always, always focused on risk management. And that means taking care of your account. Boy, trading Tesla to the downside would have been nice. So we sort of expected, we talked about this, so the Dow could fall to 250 and still be green before it starts to turn around. So I'm not surprised to see these big moves to the downside because the market was so overbought. So Tesla's back to its inside day trigger. So if we look at it on a daily chart, oops, daily chart, it's an inside day here, and it hit the target pre-market. So here now, this is going to be support. You're going to get some big moves to the upside. I think violent moves to the upside. So be prepared to make some money today if you're patient.
Look at Devin, please.
Yeah, 8-year trailing stop, 30-minute, and then you got the ORB low right there. So if you get a reversal off of this,
All right.
that's going to be, I think, a very strong move to the upside. So I don't believe it's going to break the ORB low. And this is a 2-minute chart. So we still have we'll have about 15 seconds. Looks like it's going to give you a doji or a hammer. If we get a bullish hammer here, that would be good. I may have to get into, I may have to consider Devin. Yep, you got a hammer. So All right, oh gosh, I just looked at the spread. I got into Devon without paying attention to the spread, but that's a bad decision. But that's all right. I'm gonna sit in it for the rest of the week.
It's
So
7 cents.
say again,
7 cents. On Devon.
7 cents.
Cents.
Oh, yeah,
Spread.
okay, not that bad. All right, not that bad. I thought it was worse.
It's not. I mean, it's 117, 126.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go sit in this. I'm just gonna sit right here on this because Devon is an inside day, and using this 30 ATR 30-minute and the ORB low at 69.88, I've got a target of 72.72. So I'm good. I'm just gonna sit in this one. I may swing it actually. Well, no, I probably won't do that, but let's go back to Tesla and see where it is. Nowhere yet. Netflix is finding support again. So Didi, did you trade Tesla to the downside?
I did not, and I'm just sitting here looking, what's wrong with you? But okay. I'm still working on it.
It was $10 in the pre-market. It was up
I know.
$10.
Yeah.
It's now up $2 or something. That's
I
right.
believe
I
I'm
mean,
hoping it'll bounce.
well, it will, yeah. But just
Yeah.
think of you could have made money on both sides.
I know. I know.
Yeah, it's we're looking for a turn. So what happened with Walmart? It rolled over. Target,
I'm good on it.
it rolled over. So Target on the 30-minute chart, you're getting every chart, you're getting a shooting star. That's a 4-hour, it's a 30-minute. This is a 1 hour, 4 hour daily. So again, you've got this gap that we talked about, Willie. So just be aware of that. All right, so still no signal on Tesla yet.
I'm in Apple to the downside.
You're in Apple?
Yeah, to the downside. The guy right up to 20. And
So you've got
around
this, look at this, look at that shooting star on the 30-minute chart. That's, man. And that closes in about 10 seconds. Boom, there it is. So it's green. So you have to look for a little bit of time before the reversal fills. And then you've got a hammer on the VIX on the 5 minutes. So be careful. This is a
Okay.
5-minute chart on the VIX. You've got, it's not a hammer, I'm sorry, a hanging man candle. So you could get a reversal here in just a bit.
Sure.
So just be careful on that downside trade.
Okay.
Yeah, keep your stops tight. So Tesla on the 30-minute is bouncing off of this 200-day moving average here. And we're getting what looks like it might be a reversal signal. We've got a spinning top here, but the MACD is still not quite flat. the inside day, if it breaks the inside day trigger to the upside, then we take it again back to 226 would be the idea, because that would be the target. The VIX is falling. All right, so it looks like we're getting a MACD that is flattening. So I'm going to go ahead and consider, I need to see a little bit more. I'm going to consider a trade on Tesla to the upside. But I want to see what the VIX is going to do here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a shot on this Tesla call. I do have a MACD that is flattened now. And I have a VIX that's falling. And I have the SPY that's climbing. So what I need Tesla to do, I need to break above this inside day trigger, 221.86, and above the 5-day EMA, which is pretty strong resistance given that they're here together. So if it breaks above here, then that's gives me again more confidence in my trade to the upside. And I would even look to add to my position. All right, we're going to break it. Looks like we've got a minute left on this candle. All right, we're reversing, sports fans. We're going back to the upside. Netflix is doing a nice job. Devin's doing a nice job. Tesla, we got a flat MACD for sure. And we're oversold. But I'm going to move with confidence on this Tesla trade here. We're above the 5-day. We closed above the 5-day. We now need to hold above it and hold above this inside day trigger. Lots of volatility today. The VIX is trying to hold on support on the 20-day EMA. I don't think it's going to be successful, but we'll see. And Netflix, which is a big one today, is back above this hammer where I got out. So it's a volatile market. So this 30-minute, actually this inside day is an area of resistance right now, this inside day. Give me any real confidence, but I do appreciate the fact that the MACD has flattened. That's a good signal, but it could turn down. So until the MACD crosses above the fast line here, and we're above this inside day trigger, I'm not going to be that comfortable. What I'm seeing on the VIX 5-minute chart is the formation of a hammer, the bottom of the move, which is not a good sign for upside trading. But it's falling, so good. All right, so it looks like we're going to be okay. All right, so the market's struggling a bit, but again, you've got profit taking. Anyone who was in a lot of these stocks yesterday, they sold them this morning because they were taking their profit. Who could blame them? A lot of them gapped open quite a bit. So we should have expected a sell-off. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find where the bottom of that sell-off is so that we can buy to the upside. All right, so looking at Tesla, the MACD is now trying to cross over to the upside. That would be a good signal. We are above the 5-day and also above the inside day trigger, which has been activated. So that means our target is going to be 226.26 on Tesla. And while that's moving in what I think is the right direction, I'm going to take a brief break, right back. All right, so fortunately, my Tesla trade went in the right direction. When you go to the bathroom and come back, you never know what you're going to get. This worked out. So SPY is moving up nicely. Apple is a good trade right here, I think. So Ray, you're out of that downside trade, aren't you, on Apple? Devin, good trade. Like, VIX has an inverted hammer forming on the 5-minute chart. Tesla's hitting resistance here at this ORB low. So if we don't break that, I'm going to exit this trade. Seems to be struggling right here. All right, so I'm gonna just take my profit, I think. And wait. So on the VIX, on the 2-minute, on the 5-minute, you've got it hitting this ORB low. So it could break through that. If it does, then that should help the market move to the upside. Oh, should have stayed in Tesla, looks like. That's right. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens here with the market. Let's take a look at Walmart and Target first. That's Williams. Okay, for that side, depends on how it handles this VWAP. Walmart's making a move back to the upside. Apple looks like it's going to be okay. Oops, could have stayed in my calls. That's right. Go back to Netflix.
So I stayed in Tesla.
Say again?
I stayed in Tesla.
Yeah,
To the
that's good.
upside.
Yeah, I mean, be careful here though, because you've got it hitting the VWAP, and now you've got an inverted hammer, a shooting star actually.
Mhm.
So don't give back your gains.
Right.
The VIX is being tricky. We've got a hammer on the VIX, a bullish hammer, but it still has some time before it closes. So SPY looks like it's going to be bearish. It wants to decline.
Yeah,
A
but
lot of selling pressure.
double top
Check.
on, double top on Walmart. On both the 5-minute and the 2-minute.
All right, I'm gonna look at a SPY put here. Well, maybe I'll wait a minute. Give this candle a chance to close first, and then see if the next candle does. So same thing in terms of exiting a trade. So I want to see this candle close, and I want to see the next candle fall below this low. And that would signal to me that we're going to keep going to the downside. But right now, don't really know if that's the case. We do have the VIX though bouncing off of the 8-year trailing stop. So that's a concern. The beauty of it is you can trade up and down. You want to try and find something that allows you to stay in a position longer. All right, so we are going to be moving to the upside. The VIX is falling through. I do believe that we're going to move to the upside today. Tesla's really struggling with that ORB low, Didi. Are you still in it?
No, I am out. I sold. I figured I'd sell and lock in profit and go back in.
Yeah, because it's struggling right there. I think it's going to continue to move up, but it needs to break. It needs to really, well, I mean, it has support on the 5-day EMA and above the 8-year trailing stop on the 30-minute. So that's pretty good. I mean, the fact that it's consolidating here is good. This is a cup and handle, essentially. Here. As long as it holds on this 8-year trailing stop on the 30-minute, then the 5-day EMA, then that will be good. But the VIX is challenging right now. And the SPY is all right, so I'm going to take a put on SPY. Maybe if I can get it. So looking at the SPY, Oops.
Good morning, Rich. This is Dee.
Hey,
Hi,
Dee.
everybody. Hey, is that a 30-minute, on the 30-minute, there's a shooting star on the sky?
30-minute.
I'm in it.
On the 30-minute chart, this would be a doji. No shooting star.
Yeah, I'm in it on the upside. I guess I need to get out.
A shooting star would be an inverted hammer at the top.
Yeah, I was looking at it a little bit sooner. It looked like one, but I guess it hadn't completed.
So what's happening? Yeah, that happens. So you've got this huge gap to the downside here at 367. You've got an ATR trailing stop here. So I'm expecting, I don't know what I'm expecting. I'm really expecting SPY to be volatile, but it could, I'm gonna put, but I don't have a lot of confidence in it. I'm just gonna let the charts take me out, essentially.
Okay, so I guess I need to get out of the upside. I actually made some money on it this morning, but now I don't want to lose it all. So I guess I need to get out of it.
Well, what's your expiration?
One minute, let's see. I'm looking at the wrong one. I look at both sides. My expiration is October 24th.
Oh, you should be okay. I mean, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. If you do have the ability to buy back in, yeah, don't sit in it
Okay.
because it's going to decline.
Yes, declining pretty steadily on my end right now.
I don't know. So I've got, if you look at a 30-minute chart, you do have on the 30-minute, you have support here on this 20-day EMA at 352 on 372.53. So that's where I would look for it to hold. And at that point, it's going to give you an inverted hammer at the bottom of this move, which could signal a reversal. 372.52. But I would, that's going to be key. So that's really where this, you don't want to make a new low. So the previous low here was 372.45. If you make a new low, then that's bad news.
Okay.
Because the market's just very, very volatile right now. So it's moving up and down. It can turn as quickly as it, but yeah, it's given back.
Yep, making a new low, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm out of all my calls. I'm in this buy put. And I'm just gonna sit in it until the charts take me out of it. I decided I'm gonna trade what I see. And although I believe that the market's gonna move up, the SPY broke the ORB low, and then it tested the 5-day EMA and got rejected. So I will stay in the SPY until I get a reversal candle, a green reversal candle, such as a hammer or an inverted hammer, or I get a reversal candle and a close above the 5-day EMA, and the next candle is above that. I'll also be watching the MACD, because if the MACD starts to flatten, then it's going to indicate that we're going to move back to the upside. The market was really up today. It was just really, really up today. So again, Tesla was up $10 in the pre-market. Now look at Devin. So much for my holding it overnight. I got out of it a little while ago just because just gave me the signal, say bye-bye. All right, so we're getting a hammer, a hanging man on the VIX. Green, so because it's green, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Could be a continuation to the upside. So we have to watch that carefully. Oh, based on the SPY, it's going down. So Dow Jones still up 438 points. So again, it was up 625 pre-market. So ideally, Tesla could fall to 370, 25, 26. This is the inside day target. It hit that in the pre-market, and the 30-minute ATR is down here as well. So it could fall all the way there before it finds some support. And the VIX is approaching the ORB high. Looking at the VIX on the daily, it's bouncing off the 20-day EMA here. So if you get a VIX that has a green hammer today, which if it closes up here, it will be a green hammer, then that signals bad news for the rest of the market. So Didi, you've got on Tesla on the 30-minute chart, you've got an inverted hammer that is green. That is a very strong signal. We've got 1 minute before that candle closes. And this is it here. So I'm going to look at Tesla again, back to the upside. But I'm going to wait for it. So still in my SPY. Oh, wow, the VIX just shot through the ORB. Punishing. The VIX is punishing the market. So what's interesting though, on the 30-minute chart on the VIX, this is a hanging man candle because it's at the top of this move. So we should get a reversal. If it was red, it would be better, but it's not. So we'll have to wait for it. If you're in SPY to the downside, everything still looks good. It's oversold. You've got the MACD that is still pointing to the downside. And what Tesla gave you was Morris's favorite candle, Didi, on the 30-minute chart. One of his favorite candles.
Yeah, I wrote in to have them remove that candle.
But look at that. That's really nice right there. Wow, SPY is really paying off nicely. I'm up 23% on that trade.
I'm in the spot to the downside also.
Yeah, I'm looking for it to go to 370, but I'm also watching for reversals. So looking at, again, the MACD, it is oversold, so it could turn at any moment.
On Roblox, if everything is facing downward, and I see there is the ORB support
Uh-huh.
and the green arrows going up.
Yeah.
So if I would want to get in with a put, I would wait to see if the green candles would go beyond. I don't know which line this is. The 20
Uh-huh.
EMA to see if it goes above that.
Actually, I don't think it will. And the reason why I say that, because if you look at the 1 hour chart on roadblocks,
Okay.
this is what you see right here. That is a hanging man candle that is red. So you could wait to see if it goes above the 20. I don't think it will. I think what's going to happen is it's going to get rejected on the 5. And once it breaks below the ORB, then that's when you would enter.
Okay.
But if you look at it on a daily, look at that daily chart. This is going to end up being, I would probably swing a put on roadblocks, because this is going to probably end up being a shooting star candle, but you want to try to buy it near the top. Well, I mean, ideally up here would have been the top, but you want to try and get the best price, and then maybe you can sit in it, because this is going to end up closing down probably. And then this is going to be a shooting star on the daily chart, which indicates reversal. And it's going to probably fill this gap at 39.19.
Okay.
But yeah, give it a chance to get rejected. I would allow it to test the 20 if it does climb. But you know, you've got the 20 and you got the VWAP here. So it's likely to get rejected at one of those areas. Then that would be an opportunity possibly for the downside trade.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so looks like we're turning on SPY. I'm gonna see what it does here with the 5-day EMA. Not convinced, but looks like the MACD is flattening. So yeah, I think maybe I may get out early, but that's okay. I don't mind taking a smaller profit. So we're still, so looking at SPY here, it's going to get rejected. Looks like here on the 5-day EMA. So I got out a bit early. Let's get
So
it,
did
but the
I.
MACD is changing, turning, flattening. We got good volume here, so this could be a reversal back to the upside. Man, Tesla, boy, oh boy. That would have been the trade. Should have just traded that back to the downside. Netflix. Netflix is hitting key support here. Not only is there an 8-year trailing stop, which are the blue dots, but you've got this ORB low. So this looks like a trade to the downside also. Breaks below that. It's not clear yet. Give it a shot to the downside here on Netflix. The market looks weak. Some point we're going to reverse, but right now the trade is to the downside. Dow is still up 395. SPY is still falling. VIX is still climbing like a rocket. So at 370 on the SPY is still in target, still in range. Tesla 219. Gave up every bit of that $10 that it gained. Tesla's now up 12 cents after being up over $10. SPY's at 371.15. VIX is just up like a rocket. Look at that move. All right, so looking at the VIX here on the daily, this is what I was saying about this hammer. So it's probably going to close, if I had to guess, with a spinning top. It could hit the 5-day EMA here and get rejected. And if it does, it comes back with a wick on the top, a wick on the bottom, and one here in the body in the middle. If that happens, then that is a continuation, most likely. It could be a reversal, but it could be a continuation because it represents indecision. The key would be whether or not it holds on the 20-day EMA tomorrow. And that's going to probably be determined by the Netflix earnings call. So Netflix is a big, big mover of the market. If Netflix closes tomorrow, I'm sorry, if Netflix has poor earnings tomorrow, it's going to shock the market. So I think. Tesla, goodness. Dee, did you say you are in a Tesla put or no?
No.
We're getting a little bit of a move back to the upside, but I don't think that's going to hold. Still think we're going to move down. All right, so since Netflix has fallen through the 8-year trailing stop on the 30-minute chart, that one's no longer valid. Going to remove that and mark the one on the 1 hour. which is at 241.13. 241.13. All right, so we're gonna get a bounce. Looks like the VIX is trying to fall, but depends on whether it holds here on this support level on the ORB high. That's gonna be key. So no rash decisions. Because the SPY does have resistance. Oh, it's breaking it. No final determination yet. Yeah, VIX is falling. All right, so I'm out of my put temporarily. VIX has fallen through. Oh, it's finding support here on the 20-day EMA. So it looks like puts are still good. So this is what we saw in the 30-minute. We saw this hanging man. So this decline in the VIX is not surprising. Depends on whether it's sustained or not. We're maybe coming off the bottom here. On the VIX, while we have this move here on the 5-minute chart, you've got a hanging man candle, a red one. And that's going to close in about 1 minute and 50 seconds. So that's going to be a key determining factor as to what happens next. I'm going to keep my eye on that candle on a different chart. Devin, you got a reversal candle here and a reversal and a flattened MACD. So a good chance to trade back to the upside on Devin. And also Tesla now. So I think now you can reliably get into a trade to the upside, and might be that we are good for the day. Looking at the VIX again on this 5-minute chart here, we have about 30 seconds left. It is still a hanging man candle. The body's twice as long as the wick. If we get a little bit of move, oops, no, it's not going to be. It's going to be something else. We haven't closed yet, so we still have 20 seconds. So if this closes as a hanging man, this is not a hanging man because the body's too long right now. We want the body, we want the VIX to move up a little bit and close as a hanging man candle, which would signal a reversal and then a move back to the upside for the market. But it did not. That's okay. Still bearish, bullish. I mean, so on Tesla, we are bouncing off of the 5-day EMA on the daily chart. That's a really good signal here. We also appear to be forming a hammer. Netflix, looks like we are good to go here. We have on the 30-minute chart this continuation to the upside, it appears. So Didi, you're out of a SPY put, right? Didi? Well, hopefully she's out of it. So on SPY, you see that the MACD right here. We talked about watching it. Here it was oversold based on the RSI. And then you see the MACD here flatten. And when the MACD flattens, that typically signals the bottom of the move. So that's where we are. We're at the bottom of this move here. So SPY, now you should be safe to the upside, I believe, for the rest of the day. And that's what you want to wait for if you're looking to, you know, if you're looking where you have cash count, so you don't have a lot of trades, you want to try and make quality trades. And now you could get into something where you could sit in it for the day. That would be the ideal. All right, we're at 10:50. I think we are a place where we can basically say that there is going to be now a move to the upside. So if we go to a daily, I'm going to go to a daily chart here and see what we see. Apple found support on its 20-day EMA. If it breaks out of this, this would be a breakout. So it would run to about 150, maybe even 153. Devon is trying to find support on the 5-day EMA. It's an inside day candle. So if you mark the inside day on Devon, you know where your triggers are. Netflix, ATR trailing stop, 1 hour support, NVIDIA, 5-day EMA, SPY, the 20-day, and this ATR trailing stop, 30-minute, and then Tesla on its 5-day EMA. So we're going to get a lot of volatility, but I'm looking to trade to the upside for the rest of the day. Any questions before we close our session today?
What did you just say about Apple?
Yeah, so Apple, if Apple breaks this, I've got a trend line that I marked from the high of 176.15, connecting this candle, this candle, this candle. So if Apple breaks out of this, say at 145, say 145.80 or higher today, it's most likely going to run to about 150.28 or 150 to about 153.46, I believe, before it has any real trouble. So that would be a swing target, obviously, not for the day, but
Right.
because this will be a breakout, but it has to break out of here. So again, it needs to be above that safely, to be honest, above 146.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Oops,
Thank
look
you.
like we're turning. Yep, look like we're turning down
Yep.
again. All right. It didn't take long.
Mm-hmm.
Volatility, you know, to be expected. So we're going to have that, but I think that we've hit pretty much close to the bottom for the day.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Happy trading, everyone, and see you guys tomorrow morning.